It's my birthday in one day as of when this video goes out, but for various reasons I've already actually had a couple of my presents. So please humour me while I basically record a couple of videos showing off the fancy new things I've got. Let's face it, outside of my birthday and Christmas, I don't get the fancy things, so I'm sure you can appreciate how excited I am when it actually happens. As you may know then, it was Eurovision a couple of weeks ago and I'm kind of obsessed. So when I saw that Baba Brighouse were doing a special Eurovision themed yarn box, let's just say I dropped some pretty subtle hints. Side note, basically I hate opening surprise gifts in front of people. It really stresses me out and I find I'm just concentrating way too much on making the right face. So our system is I make a wish list and Dave picks something from it, he gets to mildly surprise me, but I know there's no risk involved. Works great. Long story short, he did in fact purchase me this gift box, but because it was made for Eurovision, he had to give me it a couple of weeks late, which is why I'm able to show it to you now. Funny story, he actually almost forgot he'd bought me this, and so I only got it about half an hour before the grand final show started on the Saturday. It was a little bit of a close call. And no time for a proper unboxing setup either, I just had to get that thing open. Now, if their constant presence in my Mastodon feed is any indication, Baba Brighouse are pretty much always putting out themed boxes. That seems to be their whole thing. So let's take a look at what you actually get, and it'll maybe help you decide if such a thing is worth it for yourself. Here is some badly filmed, muffled phone footage of the actual, slightly rushed unboxing, and we'll talk about it in a bit more detail afterwards. I have no idea what to expect. Oh my.
Ooh, that's colourful.
It is, because if you remember I was telling you, it's the yellow and pink of the graphics this year, and blue. But also last year was kind of yellow, pink and blue, so I could totally say this was for last year when we actually went. Oh, it feels really nice.
Eurovision socks.
Look, this says 2024 on it if you hadn't given me it in time. Look what would have happened. Oh. What else we got in here?
It's not my fault, I forgot.
Ooh, stitch markers. Little guitars.
Nice.
I will do a better look at all of these later. Also, musical buttons.
What's the sweet?
Yeah, there's some kind of chocolate. I'm assuming this is some kind of famous Swedish chocolate. I don't know. We'll ask Gemma in a bit. I guess you're filming that way. Oh, turn it around. Yes. We'll judge that in a bit. And what's this? Alternative scorecard. Okay, once again, kind of relevant to get on the day, David. I don't even really know what this is, but I'm excited to open it and see.
Me too.
So yes, I got that sofa judge badge straight on. And we looked at the alternative scorecard things, but it turns out they're not really limited to any one year, they're more general, and also they're best used when you've got a few friends around. So since we were home alone this year, we decided to leave those for now and break them out next time we do one of our Eurovision weekenders. The chocolate. I am reliably informed that this is basically the Swedish version of Cadbury's, although I have to say it was a lot nicer than what Cadbury's has become these days. As you can tell by me only having the wrapper left to show you. Yes, I kept that just for the B-roll. It's weird the things you do when you make videos. Really enjoyed this chocolate actually. Sweden, you do not know how lucky you are if this is just your basic offering. The musical themed buttons are super cute and I'm not sure at all what I'm going to use them for, but they are black and white, which are like staple colours in my wardrobe, so I don't need to worry about them fitting in colour-wise, and I know I will find a suitable project sooner or later. The guitar stitch markers are so cute. I've got your basic thing of hundreds of plastic stitch markers, and then I have this one very fancy one that was gifted to me ages and ages ago by Amber from Rogue Mama Stitcher. And that's it, that's my entire stitch marker collection. Or at least, it was. These are nice quality, they're bright colours that match the yarn, they will see a lot of use, I'm sure. Which just leaves us with the yarn. Now, okay, disclaimer, it's probably a little bit gross to some of you that I know exactly how much my own birthday present cost, but I was the one who spotted the post about it in the first place, so there wasn't really any way to avoid it. This yarn box cost £45, and as well as everything we've already seen, it included 2 hanks of this beautiful yarn. For a hang of indie hand-dyed sock yarn, I would normally expect to pay somewhere around £20, if not more, so I often find that subscription and gift boxes can kind of be poor value. It often seems like you're paying more for the presentation than the actual contents, you know what I mean? But in this case, honestly, great deal. First thing I did, naturally, was rub it on my face. 'Cause that's what you do with yarn. It feels lovely, absolutely no complaints here. This is 100% blue-faced Leicester wool, and I'll be completely honest. I thought when the original post went up it was advertised as sock yarn, but I can't find the original post now, so this might be me misremembering, and more likely it was advertised as sock weight yarn. To me, sock yarn obviously means suitable for socks, which means it's going to have some kind of reinforcing material, most often nylon. So that's what I was expecting, and the 100% wool kind of took me by surprise a bit. Moral of the story, don't just get overexcited by the theme. Do actually look at the details of what you'll be buying and make sure it's something you'll use. Luckily, because it's two hanks, my plan was never socks in the first place. My plan, assuming I can find a pattern, is some kind of crazy festival-worthy summer top, or maybe some kind of lacy cover-up for over my swimming costume on holidays, not quite sure. Or, of course, I could combine it with a more neutral colour and go for a bigger project, which opens up all kinds of possibilities. Obviously, these colours are not in my usual palette. But the way it works is each year Eurovision has a different visual identity with different colours, and I'm a Eurovision nerd, so I knew in advance what they were this year and I was totally okay with receiving something quite out there. Wardrobe rules are fun, but sometimes breaking them is even more fun. With the extremely last minute presentation of this gift, I didn't get a chance to take photos of it all nicely ribboned up, but I will say it was presented nicely. The box had been a bit bashed around in the post, but that's not the seller's fault, and the contents were completely safe and fine. The ultimate question is whether I liked what we received enough that I would buy a similar gift box from this company in future, and the answer is 100% absolutely yes. It's great value, the yarn is beautiful, and at first glance it doesn't have any of those annoying bits where the dye just didn't take it all for a whole 6 inches. The chocolate was an unexpected bonus. Chocolate always goes a long way to gaining my favour, and those stitch markers will hopefully be useful for years to come. Thank you to David for the lovely birthday present, even if you did almost forget. And thank you to Baba Brighouse for bringing together 2 of my biggest obsessions in life into one cardboard box. On the subject of thank yous, of course, I must thank my lovely Ko-fi supporters, especially for sticking with me through the recent video lull, and my Stitch squad who have been awesome as always. Marianne Johnson, Sunny, Candy Riley Pettinger, Laura Salets, Enlightened Flamingo, Cross Stitch the Globe, I'd Rather Be Stitching, Angela Sue Harrison, Emily Hobbs, Maria brackets Midnight Crafting, and Lee Cozy Crafter. I'll be back soon with some more crafty nonsense, so in the meantime, have a brilliant rest of your day and keep making cool stuff. Bye!